It is The Thing meets Day of the Dead. Deep Black. The 2017 novel by Chris McAnally. This is the story that starts off with a bang and ends with a cheer from me. The plot. Project Carcarius has gotten out of hand, and now a mutation is running around the research vessel Erebus. When she settles in the harbor, an Irish Special Forces team makes their way on board. Armed to the teeth, the group known as the Devils of Kildare think they are prepared for the action. However, when they discover that there are several mutations and a secret organization team coming, they are in over their head in blood and guts. This book is a lot of fun. It has got hints of Proteus, The Thing, Deep Rising, and any survival horror game like Resident Evil and Doom. Plus, there's shades of Day of the Dead with the weird experimenting and ghoulish gore. Being a fan and friend of Mr. McAnally, I've read all his books, and he has yet to disappoint. I've given all his books 4 out of 5s. With this being the latest one I've read of his, will it garner the same rating? Let's find out. At first, the characters are a bit hard to follow. There's about 8 or 9 of the Devils of Kildare, and about half of them die pretty quickly. Another movie I can compare this novel to is Aliens, for its surprise and impressive body count. I didn't really know much about the characters, though, which could have been a detriment. Lieutenant Kola is our main character. He is a total good guy who is crushing on the lead scientist lady. Monica is a decent character. She's the scientist. She's a good-hearted person, but not as useful as the rest of the soldiers. It could have been a Dog Soldier-style cast, but instead we got the damsel who is knocked out a couple of times. If there's anyone who isn't useless in this story, it's Corporal Fitzpatrick. This badass probably puts up with the most action, beatings, and winning blows. From the intense opening to the kick-ass ending, this book never lets up. You might find yourself a bit confused when it comes to the characters, as I mentioned before, but over time, you really get a sense of who is who and how they contribute to the story. With the variety of creatures to choose from, there are mainly 3 types of vicious predators on board. I will not spoil it too much, but I will say that they are not sea creatures. I know that kind of goes against what my Shark Weeks are all about, but much like Savage Jungle by Hunter Shea, there is a connection to the water. Much like how Savage Jungle is a sequel to a story about Loch Ness and the creatures that dwell under its depths, this one has to do with a vessel on a sea. I think that's about as far as I can get away from sharks in this week dedicated to the creatures, so let's move on. The gore! We get messy bullet hits, a slashed throat, and tons of grotesque creatures. It's got some great gory bits, and I highly enjoyed those scenes. While this is my least favorite Chris McAnally novel, it is still a great story. This is one with a neat concept, cool characters, and messy bloodshed. I'd say not only read this, but read his other works as well. He definitely is an author to be on the lookout for. Why am I giving it a lower rating? Because I wasn't as invested in the characters as I was in his other novels. So I'm gonna have to say that overall I give Deep Black a 3.5 out of 5. Lion Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Entertainment. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below, leave comments, and subscribe.